Okay. Whoops. Think it should be fine now. Hopefully. Okay. There we go. Whoops. So yeah, happy Friday. Sorry about that. I just recently updated to Windows 11 finally, and I think something with OBS got goofed. So, my bad, y'all. I guess I'll give it a minute for everyone to show up again. I should probably put the link in my Discord one more time, because now it's going to be a different link and everyone in the Discord's going to yell at me that they can't find the stream. Sorry about that. Okay, it is working. Sweet. Yeah, my bad. There we go. Yeah, okay, now we're back. Happy Friday, everybody. The news. The news. What is in the news today? Man, I've got a bunch of videos I'm working on I'm pretty psyched for. Should be pretty interesting. I was just on a podcast with Sonic Scoop the other night. You can find that on Sonic Scoop's channel. I got a couple new bits and bobs I'm pretty excited for. One of which is the Elmyra 2, which is what we're going to be playing with here tonight. It's a really cool drone synth, and it's kind of inspired by something like the Soma Lyra 8 or Lyra 8, and I believe it's actually like officially endorsed by the head engineer of Soma in some capacity as kind of like a spiritual sibling to the Soma stuff. So that's pretty neat. I am... I am going to be doing something. I think that's all I can say technically. I'm going to be doing something, which you can probably like guess, but whatever. I don't know yet. I'm going to be doing something soon. I'm pretty stoked for, and I really wanted like a dark drone synth for the project because I just needed something to do like darker, gritty drones with, and the Elmyra 2 seemed kind of like the perfect choice for that because I really wanted the Lyra 8. But I just felt like the Lyra 8 was kind of limited in that you can't like patch things together or do anything interesting. So like it has a really interesting sound. It just doesn't do anything more than it does, if that's like the best way to say that. Maybe that makes sense. So I found after some Googling the Elmyra, and then I found out they're making an Elmyra 2, which is the same thing but like semi-modular. So that's what I have here, and I have it hooked up to my PWM Malevolent to use as the keys, and should be making sound. Might be kind of quiet right now, but we'll fix that momentarily. So I thought tonight we would just kind of like chill and play with it a bit. I guess I forgot to say hi, chat. This is you. You are the chablet. The chablet is you. Say hi, chat. Forgot to do that because of my extraordinary fuck-ups. So yeah, that's kind of the stream. I just wanted to play with it, have some fun, see what we could do, make something kind of cool. And yeah, that was pretty much the plan. I think everyone can hear that. What do you think about the Behringer Toro? Didn't see it, so don't know. Yeah, and then yeah, what else is in the news? Trying to think if there's anything else I need to talk about. I have a new phase plant bank coming very soon. It's going to be free. Kilohearts and I are releasing that, and I have something pretty exciting coming with another company in about 10 days. I think that's all I can supposed to say there. I got something pretty exciting. I'm really excited for that. And then the phase plant bank is going to be coming out later this month, I believe, and it's going to be free for everybody. Pretty stoked on that. And I went to the Waffle House the other day to get some footage for a video, and then I got rear-ended by a lady in the Waffle House parking lot, which really, really pissed me off. So that video better do well. Like, you some bitches better watch that video I had to get that footage for. I'm going to be pissed because now my car's all dinged up. And then, yeah, that's pretty much the news. I don't really have anything else exciting to say. So let's play with this thing, shall we? Stupid chablets being stupid again. And yeah, let's do it. There we go. I got some reason rack object going here, just because object is cool for doing stuff. Been using that a fuck ton lately. And I'm just going to put a limiter here. This just, I figured this would be kind of a cool sound to get started with. I don't really know what I want to make. Just like some dark droney shit, I guess. It's kind of what the Elmyra does. So, yeah, Elmyra. Just add a little bit of oh, and I'm also using the envelope from the Malevolent here to drive the Elmyra, because the Elmyra envelopes are just like really long, like really long. Let's pass that through some tape delay. Actually, no black hole on that. Let's go with ultra verb. Ba-bink, bink, bink. Sure, how about that? How do I know which reverb? You know, I just use a lot of reverb, and I just kind of know which reverb has the sound I want at this point. So I guess the best answer I can give you is just make a lot of music, and you'll figure it out. It's like a wee bit gritty. Cool. So yeah, let's do some like dark droney stuff. Something like that. Cool. My neighbor's gonna be joining me with his weed whacker, it sounds like. This has wavetables is like how it works, so I think I'm just gonna patch like the LFO here to move the wavetable, or it has a LFO on it, so we'll just move the wavetable around. So what does this wavetable sound like? delay is on, that's why. I think that's kind of cool. Maybe. Yeah, okay, so we'll do that, and then I'm going to patch the output of the LFO into the wavetable. There we go. That sounded pretty cool. So something with that, a little less reverb. Maybe that's more of a lead sound. Cool. Then we got our droney thing. Let's get like a... not the microphone. Let's get a... just like a pulse. To make a quick like cinematic pulse bass. Because I have no idea what I actually want to make. This is just like for fun because we're about to go out and get drinks in a bit here. Tape delay on that too because I'm lazy. Yeah. Sick. That sounded pretty good. So that's going to be our pulse. Thanks, Callie. This is metal pad thing. And we need just just like keep stuff simple. I don't know. Cinematic drone something action sequence, I guess. It's kind of giving me... yeah, it's kind of giving me like action vibes. What do we have here? It should be in the damn thumbnail, but YouTube kind of kind of fucked me a little bit there. Maybe we'll get like a layer of contact stuff to complement the pad. And then I mean, do we just, like, microtonic? Something microtonic. Open the script. Beat space. Okay, microtonic, go. Oh. Go. Not quite. Okay. That's close. And this is in the F. Enter exact value F3. Cool. If you could, like, just use the weed whacker right next to my fucking window. Enter exact value F1. No, F0. Okay. Don't like that. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, the tone. Was that F3, F2? Yeah. Okay, and then some. Not Maximus, or yeah, I'm thinking of FL. What's it called? Cram it. And then like a little bit of spring reverb before that. Sure, I guess. And then I know I can. Holy shit, dude. Yeah. Yeah, give it to me. Give it to me harder. Right now. Right there. Yeah, brother. Rev that bitch. Yes, sir. Jesus. Okay, what are we doing? So this is the Elmyra. And this is pad thing 2. Pulse. Okay, so let's lay down the pulse. 2, 3, 4. And just get something going here. Ah, God, I hate the Windows 11 notification sounds. trash talking the weed whacker. Why don't we trash talk the weed whacker? Feedback? Nah, not really. Okay. Yeah. Give it to me louder. Weed whack my cornholes. I want you to whack me. Sure. Trash. Cool. So what I'm gonna do with that is just reverse it. Scream. I'm gonna internally scream. I'm gonna reverse that and goof with this a little bit, and then we're gonna time stretch, and we're gonna go to mode. Don't preserve the pitch, and that should give us something kind of cool underneath everything here. Something nice and spoopy. Cool. Somewhere. Throw this in first, just because this is like texture stuff. Just to kind of build the dynamics. I agree it needs a bigger kick, so we'll throw a kick under here. Okay, metal pad thing. What do you do? I want some delay on that one too. How about a tape delay? Because I'm original as fuck, boy. Yeah, harder. Yeah. Fuck. I really hope he can hear me. Yeah. Something like that, I guess, and then like a I'm feeling a harder kick drum, and then like a big 808, I think, just like, you know, something like really, just like a sine wave. Yeah, boy, get it with that whacker. Fucking whack me, boy. God, I hate that so much. Reaper, why no Bitwig? Yeah, you know, Bitwig, just not my thing anymore. Just, yeah, I mean, I've answered that about a billion times, but, you know, long and short of it, just like with the work I do now, it just doesn't make sense anymore. I really like the choke filter on this thing. See, I like that sound, and I wish I had like a patch bay and put this through like one of my fuzz pedals or something, and that would sound fucking wild. But I guess we have to make do with like plug-in stuff. So whatever. Let's just see what we can do with this real quick. Has poor like legato on it. I don't know if I can disable that just to get more of like a, because I could turn an ARP on this and feed it an arpeggio, but it doesn't seem like it likes to not do legato. Yeah, let's just put something down with it. It's really loud though. It seems like this tops out at like E3 or something. Just real quick, I'm gonna have a poke at the manual here. I wonder if we can increase that, because I would like this to be a lead line, but like it doesn't go up above there somewhere. Elmyra 2 manual. I think we got something kind of cool going here though. I need to change range, touchpads, frequency range, add controls, control voltage inputs. The functional voltage range is, modulation source says the functional voltage range is between 0 and 3.3 volts. Oh, so maybe it just doesn't allow you to go up above a certain pitch. Okay, this changes the active scale. 12 EDO is the default tuning. When using another scale, the range of the tune knob is scaled accordingly because it does micro tuning. Only while the chromatic setting is active. All tunings start on A0. Huh, okay. I guess I just can't make it any higher in pitch. Okay. Challenge accepted. Let's like start arranging. Actually, I want to create a variation on the drum pattern real quick. That's cool. Richard, hey, thank you. It is a Venus Theory stream. One of many rare ones. Okay, so we have an intro, and it's like some dark, spooky stuff. Drums are gonna come in here. So let's like just pull these pad lines back, I guess. Why don't we just duplicate that, reverse it again, and then pitch this copy down like another 8 semitones. Just get like extra spooky atmospheric stuff. Okay, and then here. We need like a lead line. What did you do with your harmonic mustard? It's over there. I'm still going to break into it when we get grilling here at some point, but I need to rebuild my deck before I start grilling again. That was pretty cool. All right, so this is Whack My Asshole Daddy 1 and Whip Me BB 2 in honor of my neighbor. Or whoever the hell it is. Like, I don't know why you're that close to my house with your stupid thing. What do we need? We need like an 808 thing. Maybe we can use my new phase plant bank, which comes out for free later this month, courtesy of Kilohertz. We already have a pulse, though. God, I already have all that. Meh. Let's just make one. It's not hard. So we need like a pseudo, like a chill, but like pseudo gritty 808 thing. So we'll go for the other harmonic here. Okay, and then an envelope to do that pitchy stuff. Yeah. Okay, and then like a... And then do we just get lazy and do a disperser? Sure, how's that? Nah, we don't even need that really. Because we already have enough stuff going on. Alright, kick drum. What's some good kick drums I have? Nah, those are like too gritty. How about some... Getting there. Ooh, that might be kind of cool to bring in. It's like some texture-y shit. Maybe? Cool, and then we just need like a... I wish I could plug in my SH4D, because that's where I normally do my drums, but I don't have enough power. Damn. Kick? That might work. Okay, so it just needs to be like pretty sparse, but yeah, just to thicken up the drum line a little bit here. Just like turn that into a maybe I'll save it. Streamy Elmyra, take a hot steamer on my chest. Weed daddy. Yes. And yeah, I'm thinking we turn that into like a techno rumble sort of deal. Tape delay. So yeah, like making a techno rumble sort of deal. Sorry, I like have to have my air conditioning on because it's like a gajillion degrees today. Where's the kilohertz distortion? It's a little... Okay, how about that? And then we just need like some transition stuff. How about we just make a few transitions and then we'll do another Elmyra thing. Get me some workstation, I guess. Make some transitions real quick. Spicy up here. Why is it spicy? What am I looking for? Meteor? Yeah, Meteor. Come on. Meteor. Oh, yeah, I gotta click that. Duh. Yeah, so let's make some transitions really quick. Cinematic, maybe? It's like not punchy enough. Nope. Nope. Music production is exciting, they said. There we go. Do it for the chicks, they said. Yep, right there. Oops. Yeah, okay, cool. And then let's just make like one or two more. Or just get presets, because... Yep. Nope. Okay, how about like whoosh? Yeah, whooshes. No. No. Slams? Yeah. Eh. No. That's cool. Yeah, that could work. Alright, give me that real quick. How about we put that one like here? Sure. Okay, so let's do another layer of this thing, because that's what this whole stream's for. Yeah. Something like that. I guess. Can I make that go higher in pitch? Something, something, something. Don't need to think about it too hard right now. Maybe we could add just like a tremolo to it. Something, something, something. I really like the tremolo there. Maybe no reverb and a different time on the delay. Maybe we'll do like that. Let's get some like beef on the bus here. Would be a really cool bend. Okay, cool. keep that idea in our back pocket. What a different wavetable. A little less delay too. Make this more of a lead. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. Let's just do that. That's what I don't like. Because yeah, this has like different effects for waves. So you can add like unison and stuff. I like that one. That's like a saturator. All right, let's do that again. Cool. Can we get like maybe one more layer of Elmyra stuff? Because it's the Elmyra make fun of my financial decisions stream. What's a different sound we could make? Let's turn all this off. Getting there. I think that's cool. Maybe we could just turn that into kind of like a dark hit. Something along those lines, and less of that. If you've ever wanted analog gear, be prepared to just tune shit all the time. Okay, so like just a low occasional... that should work. And maybe we'll put the Kramit on that too. Just for a little bit of something, something, something. On the toilet. All right, cheers. Cool. I mean, I guess we made a little ditty. Let's do some like mixy mix. See if we can't get this to sound a little more good. Is going to stay centered, and then this intro bit. Whoops, nope, don't do that. That is going to get panned a little bit. Okay, let's work on the drum bus real quick. That needs to be less everything. So the transient's around like 5K. Okay, and then just make it bigger. And I'm just fucking layer it with the other one, whatever. Maybe like that. Yeah, okay. that good? Just to make that a bit punchier, we can grab a compressor. I should probably be answering questions. I'm sorry that I'm not. I'm just like kind of, you know, when you just like get in the zone and have no desire to continue. All right. Just so we can hear that kick a little bit better. Okay. So now let's go ahead and just do our mixing. So I'm gonna grab a slice EQ with a reference profile because my ears are kind of shot today, honestly. Whoops. Excuse me. Yeah, something like that. Okay, maybe my ears aren't that shot. That's pretty good. What's the next? Probably the lead. Okay, let's do some quick cleanup in the mix. Just gotta get my mixing things. Okay, mixing. Where's that poking? Cool. Yeah, we could probably clean up the pads a little bit. Come on. Come on. Reaper, stay with me. Okay, so what is Elmyra doing here? Way less low end. More 200. Cool. This is the... which is probably honestly fine, but just make it more atmospheric. Okay, the lead. Okay. Definitely clean that up. Cool. Is that sounding good? Cool. Let's do some like light mastering and then we'll call it. How about that? Good Friday. That's a good Friday all around. Okay, so like just some super quick mastering stuff. Yeah, maybe kind of like that. Multi-band mode, no brick wall limiting. Fast release. Okay, and then some master cue, I guess. Why am I hearing like pop, 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 pop? What is that? Yeah, what is that from? No, there's no inputs. It's got to be one of these tracks. Okay, it's something in the drum bus. It's the kick. It's Arturia's spring reverb. Okay. Okay, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and fix that. That's odd. I will email them about that. Okay, so pass that into some vintage warmer, put that through. Just make it mono real quick. Cool, and then let's just sweeten the whole thing up a bit. Where's one of my trailer packs? Holy hell, that is going to drive me nuts. Ouch. There it is. Okay. The bass line is still kicking there. That's what's happening. Punch right here. Okay, how's that? And then get me like a, not a downer, a hit. A boom. Sure, and we'll use that one to create a quick riser. Okay, and then where's this? So a riser for right there. So ending right there. Sure. Yeah, maybe. Sounds okay to me in my headphones. Let's give it a listen, and then we'll maybe do some questions. Nice. Not too shabby. For an hour's worth of work. Pretty happy with that. So that's like making some stuff with the Elmyra, I guess. That was pretty fun. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, if I would do the lead again, I think I would just use just the Malevolent. The Elmyra is just better at like slow evolving stuff. It doesn't really do like quick leads and stuff well. But like, I mean, it's a drone synth. It's not designed for that anyway. Yeah, so maybe if we have questions and stuff, now's the time. And then I'm gonna go get a drink with my wife and chill, because it's Friday, and maybe all you folks can go make some music or something. Use the navigator. Oh yeah. No, I don't know. I wish there was like something at the top of Reaper that just had the timeline. I think Ableton has that, and that would be nice for like trailer edits. Yeah, so any questions? Now's the time, I guess. I know I'm probably missed a bunch during the stream. I'm terrible about that when I'm like actually trying to work on something. The Bastille Bestie. Interesting. Yeah, I'm like really extremely picky about gear because I just don't have any space for any more. I don't even honestly have space for the Elmyra, but I was just like, oh, that's really cool. So I made it work. What plugin tool that let you see the spectrograph on the hats? That's just a built-in feature to Reaper. So in Reaper, you can see either just like the data on the track, you know, whether that's MIDI or audio, or you could see just the spectral, or you could see the track information and the spectrogram. So that's really useful for this type of stuff. You know, if I'm like working against like a trailer I'm editing, or if I'm doing like sound design on something specific, like timing wise, or if I'm scoring, you know, like footage. If I'm scoring footage, it's nice to see the spectral information to like line it up with where things need to go. Got any hi-hats? Not around here. Mixing my album, my ears are shot. I feel ya. Yeah, I've been dinking around with stuff kind of all day back and forth here, so I'm just gonna like over it. Yeah, that's why I really like using stuff like Slice EQ to capture a reference profile from like other songs, just so I have like a spectral reference against something. Isotope makes that other thing, but I like Slice EQ because Slice EQ, when I'm pulling up the spectrum there, it actually captures the spectrum in mid and side information, so I can also see like a stereo reference of like my track. So that's super, super handy. Especially when you have like ear fatigue and you're like, I don't know. And sometimes that happens, especially like, you know, working a ton on music, you get burnt out, but the client is like, oh, we need this by midnight. And you're like, shit, I can't tell my mix from a hole in my ass. Opinions on M audio controllers. I have just seen M audio be dog shit for years now. I would avoid them. If they're anything like they were back when I worked at Guitar Center, they're fucking garbage. How long have you been using Reaper? What's your thoughts? I've been using it for, I guess, a couple years total now. Yeah, I really like it. It's all the nice stuff about Cubase in a not Cubase package, because like some of the features in Cubase I really liked, like the direct offline processing and stuff, just don't seem to work anymore with certain plugins, and I don't know why. It does, you know, it has video support, so I can score in Reaper, and just all the bulk processing stuff is huge for me for sound design work and like scoring work when I need to render like stems and shit all the time. So overall, really happy with it. Looks like Studio One. It's pretty similar. Have an M Audio 88 key MIDI keyboard. It's great. Maybe they're better now. I don't know. Yeah, years ago when I played with them, they were fucking trash. and they got returned all the time because they were garbage. So maybe they've improved, or maybe the 88 is where they do like nicer components. Like the cheap little M Audio ones have always been trash, as far as I was aware. How long you been using Reaper? A couple years. Do you plan on reviewing the new Polyverse Filtron plugin? Nope, I don't do any reviews, I don't do any plugin videos, and I don't do any gear videos because I don't care, and I fucking hate that side of the industry at this point. I absolutely despise it, and I'm never going to do a plugin video like that again on this channel. This live streams is probably where any gear and plugin stuff's going to happen, but it's never going to be a review. It's never going to be anything like that because I just fuck that. So over it. So, maybe it's great, maybe it's not. Don't know. And I'm over plugins. I have too many that I don't use, so I deleted them all, and like I don't need more plugins. I need to make music. That's like my job. So, I'm not going to sit here checking out plugins. More power to people that do that, but I'm over it. I'm so beyond sick of it. The opening of Stabbing Westward. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, just for, like, fucking around and not, like, thinking about anything. Span EQ can give you the visual reference, and it's free. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the Voxengo is Span, right? So, there you go. Good recommendation, Rick the Explorer. Thank you. Hello from Munich. Hello. Pete? I don't know how to say that, sorry. Got me all pumped up. Can't wait to fire up my DAW and suck at this for a couple minutes and give up for weeks. Hey, I mean, same. I've been working on this project, which I'm going to be announcing all that soon, but like I'm working on this thing and just like, dude, I fucking feel that so hard of just opening the DAW and being like, fuck. I don't know. And then I'll go listen to, listen to like reference tracks, and then I'm like, okay, I dig that. I can do that. All right, we're cooking. I get it. Open up the DAW, lay down like 5 bars, and I'm like, this is garbage, and I'm going to quit, and I'm going to burn everything. Yeah, you just got to like power through it, and you have to finish everything, like as much as you conceivably can. Like this, I'm not going to stop until this is like done, and we did it. We did a quick arrangement. It's a thing. It's not like there's a lot of more like tweaky stuff I would want to do here, but like I got an idea and I saw the idea through. Is it the best idea in the world? Absolutely not. But, the more you commit to finishing things, even if it is just like 16 bars, it doesn't need to be a song, but if you just commit to like finishing the loop, then stop. But, the more you commit to finishing the loop, the more you commit to like, oh, I guess I could arrange this out now. And, just as long as you like learn to see the idea through, that's what always helps me. I mean, eventually, though, you are going to run into walls like that where you're like, oh, everything sucks and I'm terrible. But that's just how being a musician works. M Audio 61. Switch majors to audio engineering from STEM because I've been producing since 2011. Any pointer DAWs of choice? I think DAWs anymore are pretty much all created equal in terms of like just the shit they come with. I would just go with whatever you're comfortable with and whatever like has the needs that you do, because like Ableton has Max, and Max is super cool, and maybe you're into that. But if you don't care about Max but you like modulation, then Bitwig might be your thing. Or if you're just, you're working a lot in like post-production stuff, like dialogue, ADR and shit, maybe Pro Tools might be the one to learn. But just whatever's going to do the things you work on the best. And just try a few out. If you're not like already committed to an ecosystem of a DAW, just like trial 3 or 4 of them and make like a track, or even just like a quick, like a beat or something like this. Just make a quick song or quick beat or quick cue, whatever you do, and just see how the workflow is. I always gravitate toward a select set of plugins that I've gotten comfy with. Highly recommend. Yeah, same. I mean, it's funny because as much as I look at myself and I'm like, especially in composing sessions where I'm like, wow, I'm going to pull out Newfangled Generate Again. How fucking original. Or like the Iridium. A lot of my scoring stuff I've done is like, there's like 10 patches on the Iridium I just use in everything because they work really well. Like pulling up the same like sub bass 6 patch I made. And it's like, wow, real fucking clever there. But like, it doesn't matter because no one cares. It's just about making music. And like if you use the same EQ in every session, like if anyone tells you you're wrong, fuck them. and just, you know, do it. Because, yeah, I think it's like, it's best to just have things that you know and things that you can work with instead of sitting there constantly playing catch up with yourself because you keep buying shit you don't need. Missed the start of your stream. How did you go with starting the vibe of the track? I made one patch, and then I added some contact stuff and a pad from the Reason Rack plugin, and then we kind of built it from there. And a bass pulse, if I remember right. That was how we kind of started. I'll leave the stream up, though. If I want to start trying analog, should I get a Behringer Model D or a Mini Freak? A lot of Arturia products, I feel like I should keep trying down that road. Well, like the Mini Freak isn't full analog like the Model D or something. Yeah, I mean, the Mini Freak's a hell of a synth. It really, really is. I mean, even the Micro Freak, like the Micro Freak fucks, but the Mini Freak is way cooler because like the polyphony on the Mini Freak is really useful, and especially like if you're buying one synth, it's nice to have one that's like flexible. And all things considered, the Mini Freak is pretty easy, and it does teach you a lot about like sort of the ethos of hardware and like mod matrices and things like that, and it teaches you a little bit of everything. The Model D would be fine if you really want just like a basic analog thingy, but I think the Mini Freak will make you happier over the long term because it's got like the built-in effects and, you know, lots of different voice generators and stuff. So I think for your money, I would get that unless you have like a very stringent requirement to go analog. And then, yeah, some of the like clones out there are pretty cheap. And there's like, I know if there's a couple other like cheaper analog-y like mono synths out there. I think it's the, what am I thinking of? I don't know. I can see it in my head, but I can't think of the name. Yeah, I mean, Mini Freak, I think, just for the money, it's a huge value. Can we hear what you're working on? Sure. Why don't we play it one more time while I have a drink and run the air, because it is hot as a motherfucker up here. So I'll just go back to that for you real quick. That's what I made. Some cool, spooky stuff. Starting from a staff paper rather than a DAW. No, because I don't really do, like, sheet music. I should probably rework on, like, my sight reading. It's been a very long time. But most of the time, if I'm just starting an idea, I'll just work on, like, you know, the piano here. And then I'll, you know, come up with something and then open the DAW. Or, like, I'll just fire up my hardware stuff, you know, like the Polybrute, the Malevolent, the SH4D, the Iridium, and, like, usually the piano. So I can, like, start an ARP over here and come over here. whatever, you know, iridium, and then whatever, and then I'll like get a loop or like just kind of a thing going, and then I'll open the DAW. 10 plugins on a desert island. 10 in total. PSP Vintage Warmer, just because it fixes all my mistakes. Newfangled Generate, Falcon. Phase Plant, I guess, would be a good one. PSP Infinistrip, because that's just mixing. I already said Generate, didn't I? Yeah, I already did. That's probably all the instruments I need. Arturia Tape Delay. Definitely. Contact feels like cheating to say, so I'm not going to say that. Probably Ultraverb, because that's like the most flexible reverb. That's pretty much it. So there's 7. I think I could make do with that. Favorite trick with the Malevolent? Probably just cranking the coarse tuning really high and using that to FM the filter or like other parameters. The arrangement, everything, but in the DAW, my brain is empty. Only happens with that one. I got an idea. The arrangement, everything, but in the DAW, my brain is empty. One technique, I think it was Heinbach who did a video on it, or maybe it was Adam Neely. This was a couple years ago. Like visual sheets. That makes sense. Where you like draw the arrangement as you would visualize it, you know, I mean, that's relative to you. So like, you know, a swoopy thing and like a lot of pencil and, you know, bullshit, you know, some noise and like a sweep, and you can write it out and like draw it that way. And you can kind of just interpret that into the DAW. That might be kind of helpful. If you can just kind of like, you know, hear the pacing and dynamics and stuff, that could be kind of helpful as a visual reference when you're like coming up with parts. Maybe try that. Have you heard of Oxy? Yes, the phone app thingy. Let's see, any other questions? Is Reaper nice to work in for all styles of music? Yes, except maybe if you do kind of like the Ableton live looping, you know, techno-y electronic stuff where you're kind of launching clips. Reaper doesn't really do anything like that, so that might matter. But like overall, yeah, Reaper's pretty agnostic. It can, you know, and that's the nice thing. Reaper's very agnostic, but it's also kind of like what you make of it, because it's very customizable. So, you know, may or may not be useful, but like for most things, I would say, yeah. Other questions? I think I kind of fell behind in the chat here. My favorite tuber is live. Thank you. Nenoff, what up? How does one achieve such clarity in their hi-hats? There's so much going on. Clarity in the hi-hats, that's a pretty specific one. If I was having trouble like getting the hi-hats to poke out in the mix, I would probably use an EQ on the master bus to create like a bandpass around where the hi-hats are at and listen to just that region and like what else is happening there. And it might be easier to hear that in isolation with like a portion of the spectrum. So then you could be like, oh, it's like the top end of the guitar that's like fucking with the hi-hats. So then you could like re-EQ the guitar or like change the level a little bit just so you could kind of like give it space. Please stream more when you're up to it. Genuinely enjoyed myself. Well, thanks. Yeah, you know, I try to stream when I have time, but I have less and less time these days. OTT. Oh, yeah, I guess our Lord and Savior OTT, right? Gotta have that. with colored pencils for parts, maybe. Yeah, yeah, I mean, like, the visual sheets, you can do whatever you want. Like, you could just do black and white, like, pencil, or you could have colors, you know, however you visualize it. It's kind of a fun exercise to do. Might make for a fun stream at some point, actually. 3 a.m. in Ukraine, and I'm watching you. Well, cool, thanks. Yeah, well, I guess we're going to wrap up here. It seems like there's not really any more questions. Venus, you inspired me to do the music I'm doing now. Well, hey. Right on. Thank you. More spelunking. Yeah, I have one really cool project planned for next year that's going to involve some caves. That'll be neat. And yeah, I've got some other videos kind of planned that would do some adventuring. I just need to get a drone first. But Ben Jordan has a new drone, so I think I'm gonna buy his old drone off him for it. Yeah. Oh. Frustrating that instead of just playing the instruments, you have to fuck with EQ and stuff. Yeah, that's why I try and do all that stuff last. Like, sometimes when I'm writing, if there's like a glaring issue where like, oh, this has like a bunch of white noise on the top, then I'll like EQ that really quick. But whenever I'm writing, I try to just write, and that way I'm not focused on like the technical stuff. And I find when you're making music and not like mixing as you go, I mean, apart from like leveling and stuff, obviously, but like, you know, not getting into the compressors and the fucking bullshit. I find that when you write that way, it makes you better at choosing the parts that you're going to add, because you're not like fighting all the instruments to make it work. You're just going with the part that naturally works. So then by the time you do get to the mixing stage, it's easier because everything you've laid out is like complementary without being fucked with. So that saves a lot of time. What do you think about crystalline? Not sure what that is. If it's is that the Baby Audio reverb? I think it's called crystalline. If so, I really like their reverb. Yeah, but I use spaced out more than crystalline. If it's a different plugin, then I don't know which one you're talking about. Thanks for videos. How did you start your music production or music life and education? I started when I was a kid, just playing guitar. Actually playing my great-grandpa's guitar, which is back there. Yeah, I just got really into music. I wanted to be a drummer, and my parents said no, because, you know, what parent is going to give, like, an 8-year-old kid a fucking drum set? So they talked me into guitar, and I said okay, so I played guitar for a long time. Eventually wanted to make music, so I started learning, like, home recording stuff. And this is back in, like, you know, the 2000s, so the tech was not great. You know, I was like trying to learn how to do this in like Audacity. Eventually I got Mixcraft 4 as my first DAW, like proper DAW, and kind of got more of the basics there. Eventually got into working in some studios and things as I went to music production college. Dropped out of high school to go there, and then dropped out of production college to go be in a band. Was in a band and stuff for a long time. Bunch of different bands, really, you know, shitty touring in backroom bars, some bands more successful than others, and some that were not successful whatsoever. And, you know, worked in studios and stuff throughout that time too, kind of like learning how to mix and shit. Yeah, and then just kind of kept doing that, got more into like the technical, like sound designy shit, and now I'm here. That's pretty much it. More future garage tutorials. No more tutorials on the channel ever again. Kind of same with plugin YouTube. I hate that space so much anymore. So no tutorials on the channel, but I'm doing some tutorials and like kind of course things with my patrons, and I'm going to be doing more of those, but they're going to be only on the patron page. I'm not going to post them on YouTube because it's a disaster anyway. And like, as hard as I work to make my videos, to put that same level of effort into a tutorial, like, I'm not going to work for 10 days filming and editing a tutorial to get it up to the production standard I want to get 10,000 views on it. It's just not worth it. Especially with YouTube, you know, what YouTube pays. So any tutorials will be more for patrons, but then I get the freedom to be like more in depth with stuff, but just got to find more time to do that too, because making the main videos takes fucking forever, and I have like a million, you know, projects to work on. Finally thought of a question. Do you have much experience with old sampler workflow, like making pads by stretching them out and managing to keep the highs intact? Yeah. Had some fucking sampler forever ago that was like one of the like shitty rack samplers. I don't even remember what it was. Yeah, and I worked with that, and then I one of the studios I worked at had like a Roland thing or something, and you could load samples into it, and that was kind of fun, but it was like really, really slow to do. But yeah, to keep a sample with the highs intact and stretch it, you just need a sampler that supports a higher sampling rate. Most of the hardware samplers don't. You really have to work in a computer for that. But whenever I'm doing more extreme sound design, I'll record everything at the highest sample rate I can. So sometimes that's 96 and other times it's 192. And that way, when I stretch them down, it retains all that high-end information. But because of the Nyquist frequency, it'll just chop off after that point. So if you take a 44 1K sample and stretch it down 3 octaves, it's going to lose everything relative to that cutoff point of Nyquist. So if you want to keep highs intact, you have to have a high sample rate, which hardware samplers, especially older ones, just can't do because computers weren't that powerful then. Yeah. Great mixes are made in the arrangement. Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's like the best mixing advice ever is just the mix is your arrangement. I can't remember who it was with. I did a thing at one point. Anyways, and the producer was saying, God, what's his name? I can see his face, but I can't think of his name because he's in Nashville. And I've run into him a bunch of times. Anyways, the producer said, the rough mix is my faders. And I think the mix is made in the arrangement is kind of my thinking of it, but his sort of addition to that was my rough mix is my faders. And I think that's a great way to think of it, is kind of like I talked about with that, where it's like you're picking things that are complementary and you're only fucking with faders. You're not like doing, weird processing and all that. And that's a great way to get just a bunch of things that work. And then, yeah, you're not stuck fighting it. Heard of Fader? It's a website that separates songs. Oh, yeah, I think they've emailed me like 1,000 fucking times. Or one of them. I don't know. There's all those like AI stem separators now, and they just spam the fuck out of my email. And I tell them, leave me alone. And then 3 weeks later, someone new works for them and is like, hi, have you heard of our thing? Yes, I have. I'm not interested. I'm not going to do a video on it. Okay, thanks. 3 weeks later, hi, I'm so-and-so. Have you heard of our thing? Will you shill it for money? No. Go away now. Okay. Hey, have you... Yeah, and then you multiply that by like the 70 fucking services there are. It drives me insane. Trouble with ASIO driver using laptop and MIDI keyboard. Explain an audio interface would help in this case. If you don't have an audio interface, depending on how powerful your computer is, audio interfaces. If you use like ASIO for all, that can help. That's when I'm in a pinch and don't have an ASIO driver. ASIO for all works pretty well. But otherwise, like even a basic, like the Scarlett 2i2 or something that's really, really cheap, that should help a lot. Just because like using the Windows like Wasapi driver or whatever is just fucking garbage. Plugin recommendations. Well, no more plugin recommendations, but maybe we'll do a stream at some point of just fucking with things. But yeah, no more plugin or gear videos on the channel ever again. Not doing it. You got any feedback on Bus Force by Arturia? It's pretty cool. I used it for like one project a little while ago. I was making some big drums. It was like a drum loop pack I was working on for somebody, and which I don't know that they ended up paying me. I should probably check on that. It was really cool for like squishing things pretty aggressively. And then I don't know, I kind of just quit using it. I was really into it for like 1 or 2 projects and then kind of forgot I have it. I still have it installed, but I haven't used it lately. It was really cool though. Like it's a nice channel strip, and I liked the color of like the compressor it has, where it can like just crush loops together in like a really cool way and bring up like a lot of the life in like the reverb tails and stuff. It was great for that. And like the drive, I like the drive sound in it, but yeah, I don't know. That was kind of one of the ones I got super obsessed with and then kind of quit using. Which is weird because I remember specifically reinstalling it because I was like, oh yeah, I have that. Got really into it for like a month, and then it's just collecting dust, I guess. 10-hour vocal warm-up scales ASMR. If I could sing, sure. Oh, the problem with the driver is I can't use Ableton and watch videos at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, audio interface might help with that, but it might be that Ableton is running on one driver and then your computer sound is running on another for some reason, and then it's like crashing your computer because it's switching audio drivers and probably switching like sample rates and stuff. So forcing a dedicated driver might help in like the settings. ASIO for all, if you don't use it, I think can do global, but if not, yeah, I don't know. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for tuning in. It was fun. High sample rate into an old sampler. Yes and no. Check the manual of your sampler. It will say what the sample rate is usually. Most of the old hardware samplers were like 12 point or 11.5K, or some of them were up to 22K. So to retain the high end, it has to go pretty damn high, like 96K, if you really, you know, want to retain some high end for a while, or all the way up to like 192. But you'd probably need a really modern hardware sampler for that. Grumpy piss off the industry vibes today. Yeah. Just goddamn, having done YouTube for a while now and just having seen like all the different sides of that whole industry of like, when my YouTube channel got bigger, I got more sponsors, and that was great. And like some of the companies were awesome, but just eventually just it's all the same bullshit. And a lot of companies, like, they just don't value you. You're just this like fucking name on an email list where they're like, shill our stuff, idiot. And you're like, and you get to a point where you're like, okay, you know, I'd be interested in doing a video, but it takes up a week of my life to make one, so I want money. And they're like, no, you get a free thing, idiot. And then they just expect you to do that and be okay with that. And then I think it's because a lot of creators don't know their worth or what they're doing. Like, you're just marketing. That's what you're doing. And like, at first it's exciting, and then it's just not. And then after my channel got bigger, I started getting offers to work with companies to like help them learn kind of like how to do influencer marketing, and, you know, what is it like to work with, and, you know, that kind of stuff. And knowing especially what some YouTubers got paid to do the things they did, I don't know, it's just gross anymore. And it's weird because it wasn't always like that. Like, just even a couple years ago, it was a very different vibe with the relationship of companies to YouTubers. And Jeremy, Red Means Recording, did an excellent video on this. It's like better than I could word. But yeah, it just got so fucking scummy. And I don't know. And then, yeah, like all this stuff of just people fighting over plugins and dumb bullshit. And it just became this thing where like none of it's about making music anymore. It's just about talking about the next fucking shiny thing that's not gonna do anything for you, probably. And I don't know, it's just dumb. So, yeah, you know, as evidenced by the last fucking year of my channel doing different videos, yeah, I'm just like done. Mostly just because of the companies. I don't know, just fuck a lot of them. I started at 6, jamming on the sustain pedal on a badly tuned upright. That's just like hitting the piano. That's pretty cool, though. I feel that, though. Yeah, when I was really young, I was like banging on pots and pans and shit all the time. I drove my parents insane. Why is Generate the first synth that came to mind when asked about top 10? What's special about it versus Faceplant and Falcon? For me, like, Generate just has a lot of interesting sounds it does that I just don't have other synths that do. My main, like, go-to synth a lot of the time is Dune 3, because it just has a very, like, full sound for being a plugin. But yeah, Generate just has, and it's because it's like based on, totally different schools of thought with synthesis. And yeah, it just does like really excellent textures and like really meaty bass sounds and just lots of groove and character to it, which I just don't have any other plugins that do that. So like the stuff I do with Dune, I could do with Phase Plant. So Phase Plant's kind of like the best synthesizer, in my opinion, at least, just because it does so much with like the semi-modularity. And then Falcon has like ridiculous sampling options and some good synthesis stuff to like supplement it. So Falcon's kind of like my sampley things. Phase Plant is usually my synthy things. Dune 3 and or Generate are kind of like my synths that I use. Phase Plant is for more like special stuff. Falcon is for like sampley special stuff or like weird things. And Generate has MPE support, which is great. And so does Phase Plant and Falcon. And Dune has MPE support now, I think. Fact check me on that, but yeah. Feels weird paying $50 or $100 for an interface. Want to watch tutorials? Yeah, maybe ASIO for All, if that's not the one you use, might help. Most useful plugin in your mind is a quick one. For synthesis, Phase Plant. Most useful all-around plugin. That's hard. Got to be a channel strip one. Like, I mean, Infinistrip. But is there something more useful than Infinistrip? Maybe Snap Heap. Yeah, it like just in terms of sheer versatility, Snap Heap with all the snap-ins does more. And you can do like mid-side and all sorts of weird shit with it, and it has like all the modulators. So yeah, Phase Plant and Snap Heap, both Kilohertz plugins actually. Those are, yeah. Longest you've ever worked on a project, 10 months on and off. Yeah, maybe around the same. I feel like I've had some projects last the better portion of a year. Just because they're either really big projects or there's just like a lot of collaborative stuff, especially scoring things or bigger sound design gigs. And like sound design gigs when you're part of like a group of sound designers can take a long time. And sometimes with like the hardware synths, especially because you're like getting an early one and you have to like do the beta testing and stuff, and it takes like a year before it like hits the market, and you got to do like presets and testing and whatever. Yeah, probably around a year, I would guess. The burnout does get real though, for sure. I think though, like there's a special point in burnout on long-term projects where you just you fall into the process and you're not like necessarily banking on like the fulfillment of it. You're just kind of like so invested in it that you just want to get it over with. I feel like that's the thing that drives me a lot in those projects, is I'm just like, well, I'm too deep in it now to quit. So like I might as well just, shut up for a minute and just do it, and then, I'll be happy when it's over. Do you have any advice think beginners absolutely need to know? Well, we'll answer a couple more questions here. Advice that beginners absolutely need to know. Confidence is everything in art. And like in music terms, yeah, your rough mix should be your faders. It's good advice. Arrangement is where the mix is. Other good advice. The first step to a good mix is high passing and low passing what you can. That saves a lot of headaches. Compression is not as hard as you think. Learn how to fail properly. Like if you fuck up and get frustrated, that will happen and that's fine, but use the frustration to ask yourself like productive questions of, what is wrong? Why is that wrong? So on and so on. Learn to fail the right way and don't be afraid to fail a lot, because that's how you get good at like pretty much everything, is just fuck up enough times to where you know how to not fuck up so much. Any opinion on the things between BusyWorks and Weaver? Oh God. Jesus. It's been really funny to watch. It's just frustrating. I don't know. I don't know. We're going to be here another hour to like unpack all my points on that. I don't know. Like, cuz yeah, I just can't make a lot of sense of it, honestly. And busy is an enigma. I don't like just yeah, and you know, Weaver did a full video about it, I think. I didn't finish watching it yet, but just Jesus Christ. You know, it's one of those things where I wake up, have my coffee, open YouTube, and just go, fuck. Like, you know. But I don't know. I'm just like trying to not with YouTube as much as I can anymore. I've actually blocked a lot of channels on YouTube and blocked a lot of like the YouTube. I've blocked the YouTube dashboard. I've used ad blocker to block like certain things in the analytics panel, and I'm just like detoxing from all of it anymore, just because my blood pressure can only get so high, and I don't know why I get so emotionally invested in things. And I'm of the opinion between the, I don't know, just the clickiness of YouTube and the product stuff, and I don't know, it's not my circus, not my monkeys, as my wife would say. Just wash my hands of it and just try not to think about it too much. Other than, yeah, I don't know. Recent musician that you're liking. What's something new I've discovered? I don't know what his name is. Let me find it. It's in my playlist on... Come on, Windows. Rune. I know it's in my playlists. He did the Battlefield 3 soundtrack and some other stuff. I believe it was Johan Skugge. I don't know how to say that. Skugge and Jukka, Jukka Rintam. I'm not even gonna attempt that one. Rintamaki. The Battlefield 3 composers. Both of them had some other really cool stuff. Your involvement with UVI makes them love them all the more. Yeah, UVI. I've heard they make good shit. And maybe some other cool stuff with UVI will happen. Music theory in general is good to familiar with genre over mechanics. Prefer your current path on YouTube. Dude, Matt, me too. I have been so happy with like the content I've been able to make in the last like year and a half. It's so much more fun. It's so much more interesting. And like, I feel like people actually get to have a discussion. And like, some of the comments I've seen on like, you know, oh, this like really helped me understand things, or like, oh, like this is verbalizing like my own bullshit. And like knowing that it helps people, knowing that it does better on the channel, and knowing like the fulfillment it brings me, and like just the amount of like connection it brings to a community with like the comments and stuff, as far as like the parasocial relationship can reasonably go, it's just really cool. And yeah, like I can't do that with a gear video. You know, if I do a video on the whatever, it's just going to be someone going like, your facial, what was it on Synth Circle Jerk? Your facial hair looks like a dick going up your nose. You know, it's just bullshit like that from fucking people who collect gear instead of making music. So, like, I don't know. It's just a lot of people LARPing as musicians on MusicTube anymore, and I'm just fucking sick of it. And, like, and especially the connection it's brought between other people who watch my videos who aren't musicians. It's so cool to see, like, oh, I am a writer, and this is, like, a very interesting way of thinking about this, and that's really helpful. Or, like, I am a chef, and I think of the same things when I am coming up with a recipe and no one likes it. And that's just, I don't know. It's awesome because like I get to do the shit I'm interested in and it actually seems to matter. you know, rather than just being on this endless fucking hamster wheel of nothing. Thoughts about VCC? I don't know what that is. Favorite bus compressor? Vintage Warmer 2. / Omnipressor. Omnipressor is like a good inflator. Vintage Warmer just... I don't totally know what Vintage Warmer does exactly, but it's like a compressor and saturator. And yeah, Vintage Warmer just like makes shit sound like a record. Don't know why. Just the EQ on it, the distortion, the compression on it just makes things like, oh, okay, now it's done. Okay, let's like rapid fire some questions. Speaking of synths, started getting into sound design with Syntorial. I've heard that's really cool. I've wanted to do that at some point. And when I have to practice some stuff, I try to do it in Pigments, but Syntorial recommended something simpler. Yeah, I mean, if you enjoy Pigments interface and you know where things are at, like if you know in Pigments how to create parallel versus serial filters, if you know how to find the amplifier, if you know how to do FM, like if you understand the interface, then I don't see a problem with it, because like all of those concepts are applicable to other stuff as long as you're understanding like the fundamental thing that you are doing. Like, I am going to make a pad, therefore I need a low pass filter with a long attack and long release on the amp envelope. You know, do that in whatever synth makes sense. Gonna go to the sleep, enjoying the news about Russian tanker being blown up. Yeah, fucking right on. Good night. Just wanted to know your opinion. Yeah, I just try to stay out of the shit anymore. The little demon thing did get me, though, when he did that. God bless Weaver. Yeah, I'd lost it when I saw that part. Yeah, Max spelled it there. Okay, thoughts on the dynamic range of the IIIs in wireless mode? The wireless mode, I don't really try and do like super fine adjustments on. It's nice when I'm just like, you know, doing basic mixing and whatever. It doesn't bother me. With sound design, like very specific sound design stuff, you know, if I'm doing like trailer sound design or like multi-sampling sound design and I really need to hear like a lot of detail in the reverb tails and things like that, then I'll go to my Austrian Audio HI65s. But in wireless mode, these are like enough to get the job done, and I really like the freedom it gives me to like move around and stuff. So yeah, like the dynamic range isn't outstanding, obviously, but like for 80% of the way, it doesn't matter to me, at least. You know, some people, a lot of other people probably care a lot more than I do, and they're probably a lot better at mixing and stuff than I am, so take that for whatever it's worth. Seattle here, what up? Long form comment and comment section filled with actual discussion. Yeah, and I think that's the thing, is just like it's so cool to see people actually talking about shit and like thinking critically and debating things intelligently and like bringing something to the table rather than like, reverb is dumb. What is wrong with people? Oh yeah, I got one Reddit thing the other day that pinged me, and it was like some guy was like, yeah, Venus Theory's just a hobbyist. It's pretty obvious because I watched this one video and it's pretty clear he knows nothing about what he's talking about. And it's this video from like 5-6 years ago. I think it was my first video on YouTube he was referring to, and this was a comment like just a couple months ago, and it was like, he's obviously just a glorified hobbyist who knows nothing. And it was just like, yep, that's why I work with every brand in your DAW. I'm a fucking idiot, right? But that's Reddit, and that's, you know, KVR, Gearspace. Dogs on Acid fucking hates me too. You know, and it's comes with the territory. Like the amount of just stupid comments and like death threats and harassing bullshit I get, you don't care after a while. It just makes me fucking laugh. Gotta bounce. Well, hey, fake Seb, thanks for tuning in. Very valid. Well, hey, good to hear it. I guess we'll wrap up here. Videos help keep me grounded. Good. That's pretty much what the point is. Reverb is dumb. Delay is better than reverb. Maybe that'll be the next stream. Is just debating. We'll just debate delay versus reverb. And I mean, reverb, algorithmic reverb is just fancy delay. So technically, maybe you have a point. Okay, yeah, I guess that's it. Cool. Yeah, online hate is bullshit, and it doesn't matter. Don't let it get to you, because it's people just LARPing at being whatever they think they are, instead of actually doing whatever they're bitching about. You know, projection's a bitch. And, you know, if you really have a problem with a stranger on the internet, that's probably something you need to look at yourself for a little bit there. But I'm just a stupid, fake bullshit musician, wannabe Alan Watts. What else did Reddit call me? Something, you know, I'm a dick, and I'm an idiot, and I don't know anything. So that's cool. I will be here making music. So yeah, whatever it is, don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. At the end of the day, do your thing. Fuck everyone who tells you otherwise. Have a drink or don't. Do that thing that you do, you know? So yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. That's the Elmyra a little bit. Pretty cool. Looking forward to using it more. I'm glad I got an excuse to actually, like, use it. It's just been sitting in a box over there for, like, weeks. Yeah, really dig the semi-modular flow on it. And it has these little things. I didn't mess with these tonight. It has these little chips you can put in the filter. There's like a little thing, and it's like different jumpers that short out different connections. So it's kind of like circuit bending it by putting these cartridges in. So I definitely got to try those, because that's really cool. You can, I put a link down there if you want to like see it and look at like the manual and stuff. It's pretty neat. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that acquisition. I think I'll probably do a decent sampler thing with it at some point. Yeah, cool. Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Yeah, I guess that's it. Cool. Happy Friday, y'all. Go have some fun. Go make some stuff now. If you make something cool, you know, put it in my Discord or tweet me or excrete. Yeah, excrete me. And go do something cool. Or don't. You know, I'm not your mom. You do what you want. That's it. Happy Friday. I'm going to head downtown for a drink. And yeah, cheers. Bye.